Friday, June the 10th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Hot weekend on tap, but one more relatively nice weather day before the heat really surges in. Mountain temperatures this morning, you can tell it's a little milder. A lot of mountain spots were in the 40s at this time yesterday. It's mainly 50s with some 40s mixed in here and there up there in the high country early this morning. A couple of web cameras across the region. Let's start off with the Carowinds camera. That's looking at the newly expanded Carolina Harbor Water Park there. Of course, it's dark out there at the moment. Temperature at Carowinds 61. How about Carolina Beach this morning? Looking good. As we are just prior to sunrise, your temperature there at Carolina Beach stands at 67. Had a pretty nice day yesterday. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s in many spots. Very low levels of humidity once again. It was low 80s for much of the Triad region yesterday afternoon. Charlotte, similar. Low in some mid 80s with low humidity. A couple of ticks warmer today, but still workable before the heat really builds over the weekend. There's your temperatures during the 5 o'clock hour this morning. 70s near the coast, 40s in some mountain spots. Boone at 49. Radar quiet across the Carolinas. Now you have some areas of showers and storms in Indiana, near Chicago, up to Wisconsin, and then big thunderstorms in parts of North Dakota and Minnesota. There's been a sizable severe thunderstorm warning that's covered parts of eastern North Dakota and Minnesota this morning. Those showers and storms are riding atop a ridge, pretty quiet underneath that ridge, and you can see that ridge very evident when you look at the upper level pattern for today. And that ridge is spreading into the southeast part of the country, and that will build the heat and the humidity our way as we go through the weekend. Stays pretty hot for a lot of next week. Now you notice a little bagginess in the trough here, in the pattern, rather, a little trough trying to work in. I think Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, some better scattered storm chances, and then maybe eventually toward the end of the run, Friday and next weekend, 8-9 days from now, a decent shot of some cool air. We'll see. Nothing cool about this weekend, though. Again, we squeeze in a pretty nice day today. For instance, here's your highs across the region, and look at the dew points still around the Triad region staying fairly low. So one more day where we're in that pretty good territory on the dew point comfort scale before the dew points really climb over the weekend. 85 today, 65 tonight here in the Triad. And there we go, the heat working in for your Saturday. Now, there could be a few isolated storms in southern North Carolina into South Carolina. They'll be very widely separated. Your high temperatures really heating up tomorrow. There's your Saturday highs. And again, watch these dew points. Here they go, up into the 60s tomorrow. And that's where they're going to be again for Sunday. I think a frontal boundary off to the north of us Sunday likely stays just 2 hours north, so we stay on the hot side of that boundary. Again, only an isolated storm chance. And there's your Sunday highs. Really hot across the region. And watch this. There's Monday, and here comes Tuesday. The numbers very similar for highs. More on that in just a second. Tropical update time. All is very quiet across the Atlantic Basin. There's a little upper level low here moving through parts of the Caribbean Sea, but it is not showing any signs of trying to become a tropical type of system. All right, in the upper levels, there's a peek at the European model. And again, as you get toward midweek, kind of a little bit of a baggy trough working in that could bring us better scattered storm chances. Then eventually you see a big trough trying to buckle in late in the run. You look at the height pattern, the height fields, and watch this. As we get into the weekend, there's that huge ridge developing over the central and eastern part of the country. Again, midweek a little bit more unsettled, and then notice the big trough buckling in by Saturday of next weekend. That's 8 days from now. GFS is in very much this agreement with that same type of scenario. So let me show you how it looks as we go forward in time. This is today, basically a dry day. Tomorrow, again, southern and eastern North Carolina down to the South Carolina, some isolated storms a possibility. And there's your GFS high temperatures for Saturday. Europeans even hotter, courtesy of weatherbell.com here, mid and upper 90s. I think we're at least in the low to mid 90s, maybe some upper 90s mixed in here and there, and again some triple digits in the normally hotter spots, especially Sunday. So here's Sunday's map. Not much in the way of overly significant rain chances. There's your GFS high temperature Sunday. European, boy, it's hot. That's probably a little bit overdone. Dew points are pretty low on the European. Dry air heats and cool effectively. So I think that's why you're seeing those triple digits showing up in more widespread fashion. But there could be a few of them out there, especially toward the Sandhills and down into South Carolina. Monday looks pretty quiet. And again, there's Monday's highs on the GFS. Stays pretty hot. Tuesday, still a relatively low rain chance. There's Tuesday's highs off the GFS model. Now you go down the road. This is Wednesday and then into Thursday and Friday. I think you have much better chances for some of these scattered showers and storms to work in. And it may be substantially cooler by the following weekend, depending on how that trough in the eastern U.S. tries to unfold 7 to 10 days from now. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everybody have a great weekend. Stay cool and God bless.